Hello, this is Clinton Weir again. So today we're going to be playing a Sudoku crossword puzzle, a smaller puzzle, and we're going to be taking a look at the menu bar. So here we have the Sudoku crossword menu here, and we've got the about. You don't really use services. You won't really need show all, and of course quit, edit. Nothing really here for our purposes, and then play. So you can pick a new puzzle. There are several puzzle sizes ranging from a puzzle with a 2x2 submatrix to a 4x4 submatrix. So what is a submatrix? Or I believe I used the word subgrid in another video. So this here is what I refer to as a submatrix or subgrid. You'll see in a standard Sudoku, the subgrid is 3x3, and you have a 3x3 matrix of 3x3 submatrices. In general, in a Sudoku puzzle, you will have a in by m, meaning variables, in by m matrix of m by n submatrices. That is to say, if you have, for example, a 2x3 submatrix, you need to have a 3x2 matrix of those submatrices in order that you have the same number of rows and columns, and you will also have the same number being the number of cells in each box, which is what we're going for, of course. So that's what these numbers on the right mean. The 2x2 is the submatrix, and the 3x2 and the 4x2 and so on. And there's also something called chromo style, which we're going to take a look at in a moment. And then we have the numbers. Now you can pick the numbers from this, and basically the purpose of this is to allow you to see all of the numbers in a drop-down, rather than having to navigate through the list over here where you have to page through and so on. This is slightly faster, so sometimes it comes in handy if you especially I think perhaps on somewhat slower machines, it's a little bit slow to go through the menu. It's actually gotten a lot faster. It was there was a point in development where it wasn't as fast as it is now. So let's go ahead and we're gonna click on this chromo style. It's nothing changed because this is just basically a toggle. You need to start a new puzzle before it gets applied. So we'll go ahead and choose a tiny puzzle. And here we have our puzzle. Similar rules as strategies apply as we talked about, except now we're dealing with, instead of numbers, we're using symbols. With we can think of it as numbered symbols. So you have symbol number 1, symbol number 2, symbol number 3, and symbol number 4. In this case, they are just colored blocks. So we could start by looking at this cell and looking for a number that for two numbers with the same starting, or two symbols, I suppose we should say at this point, two symbols that start with the same cell and have 4 digits, 4 cells. We're not going to worry about that at this point. So we haven't talked about these arrows. This is a way to navigate the number list. If you press Shift, let's close in on one of these numbers here. If you press Shift, now you have shifted the focus away from the number list into the grid. And you can actually go ahead and we're gonna commit this number to this cell here. You notice that the cell that you're focused on is hidden, is taken off of the grid. It's still there, it's just you can't see it at this point. So we're gonna go ahead and press the enter button, this enter button here, to commit this number to this cell and see what happens. So this was not the correct cell to put that sequence in. So what happened was we were given a hint. And this will happen the first time that you make a mistake in your puzzle. So what the good news is that we do have two sequences starting with a brown symbol, the brown symbol. So another thing that we can do now, you notice that I have put my mouse down and my cursor is stationary. We can actually trigger the arrow keys, the arrow buttons with our arrow keys on our keyboard. So if I want to go down, I press the down arrow on my keyboard, and if I want to go up, I can press up. If there were additional pages, I could go left and right, and I can press tab to shift from the number list to the grid. I can also press tab to go back to the number list. But so we're not going to do that. We're going to go into the grid, and I can press enter to commit the number. And of course, the brown numbers are going to be the numbers that go into these cells, so that commit worked. So go ahead and repeat that step for this other brown symbol, and we now have a lot of information about how this puzzle is going to be completed. So, for example, in this rectangle, we know that 3 of the 4 symbols are in this rectangle already. So the only remaining symbol is in fact the red cell. So we'll go ahead and complete that by putting in the gray, red, yellow. And then we have here, we have a red, yellow with 3, and we have in our list here is that that sequence. So we'll go ahead and submit that. Red, brown, gray fits the red something gray sequence. Yellow, red, brown. We have something like that. Here it ends in gray. Yellow, gray. Here we've got one of those, ends in brown, red. Finally, this 3 symbol sequence starts with gray. We actually only have 1 sequence left, so we'll go ahead and submit that. And we get our time is 332 seconds. And once again, we can go ahead and play a versus puzzle if we'd like to. Then the puzzle will reset. We can see that, yes, we've still got this interesting little list here, and we can use it as well to submit, to pick sequences to submit into the puzzle. And since we've kind of already know what the solution is, we can actually get a much faster time. Of course, that's not the purpose of the versus. You actually should have somebody else do the puzzle. It's a little pointless to go ahead and repeat the puzzle yourself after you already know the solution.